Maybe you've done the elimination diet, you've cut gluten, you've cut dairy, sugar, maybe even alcohol. You've tried the probiotics, digestive enzymes, glutamine, maybe even the expensive blood tests out there that all these companies are promoting, but you still feel bloated, foggy, heavy, and holding on to that extra weight that you know you shouldn't be carrying because you're eating healthy, you're moving, you're doing things that you think are the right things. So today I'm breaking down the brain gut connection, not the Instagram influencer version that's being promoted by companies like Seed or Athletic Greens and such, but the actual research behind all of it and giving you a practical step by step way to really work with your nervous system so your gut can finally do what it's supposed to do, as well as the food you're putting into your body and the supplements that you're spending a lot of money and energy on. Your gut and your brain are connected by the nerve you've likely heard of over and over again, and something that I speak about over and over again, the vagus nerve. And it is the biggest cranial nerve in your body, running from the brainstem all the way down your throat, lungs, heart, and into your gut. And there are three things current research has been able to confirm. One, the vagus nerve is bidirectional, and it is mostly actually gut to brain instead of brain down to the gut. Roughly 80 to 90% of the signals traveling along the vagus nerve actually go upwards from the gut to the brain rather than the brain telling the gut what to do. So that means your gut isn't just reacting to your stress, it is actually actively feeding information to your brain about things like inflammation, digestion, your perceived threat level, and the keyword is perceived. And that information shapes your mood, focus, creativity, and of course, decision making before you're even consciously aware of all of that. And two, gut bacteria, they talk directly to your vagus nerve. Recent reviews on the microbiota gut brain axes describe how short chain fatty acids, these are compounds produced when gut bacteria ferment fiber. That's what they feed on, act directly on vagal nerve endings and boost serotonin production in your gut. And about 90% of your body's serotonin is made in the gut, maybe even higher, and not in the brain itself. So when gut bacteria are underfed or imbalanced, the signal quality going up that nerve changes. So from the gut to the brain, the signal changes. And three, chronic stress shuts down digestion at the mechanical level. When your nervous system is locked in sympathetic activation, so things like fight, flight, or that constant low grade buzzing and activation state most high performers are constantly living in, blood flow and enzyme secretion to the digestive tract drop. Motility also slows down. And this, of course, is a very much documented and well studied and established autonomic response. Your parasympathetic, your vagal tone is what turns digestion back on when that peristalsis can start working and all the things associated with digestion turns back on. If you're rarely in parasympathetic state, your gut is rarely getting the safe to digest signal regardless of what you're eating. So you can have a very healthy and very clean diet on paper, but still have gut related symptoms like bloating, brain fog, because the input your nervous system is sending to your gut is the bigger lever in this case. Diet changes what you're digesting, but nervous system regulation changes whether or not you can actually break it down, absorb it, and eliminate it properly. Most gut protocols these days, they start and end at the plate or maybe supplement bottles. Most of it is about remove this food, add that supplement. That's like saying giving your car premium fuel, you will see a change in performance regardless of the condition of the car itself. It treats the gut as an isolated organ instead of part of a complex and intricate system that is constantly communicating with each other. If you fix your diet and you're still symptomatic, Stop asking yourself, what else should I be eliminating at this point? Look at the state of your nervous system in most hours in most of your days. For most high achievers, if they're honest with themselves, they're mildly to moderately activated most of the time. They don't even realize it because it's become their so-called normal, their baseline. But this does not mean the body is not paying for that abnormal baseline that they should not be sitting at most of the time. I would like to give you 5 things you can do to support your nervous system and digestion. And they're very, very simple things, but they will support your performance, the way you think and the way that you're able to, one, process food, but also be able to process information as a downstream effect of better digestion and better nervous system regulation. The first one is regulate before you eat rather than waiting until you're bloated. Before your next meal, hopefully the next 3, 4, 5 infinite meals, give yourself 90 seconds to prepare your body for food. Put away your phone, sit down, and slow down your exhales. Nasal inhale for 4 and exhale for 6, preferably 8 seconds. Longer exhales specifically stimulate the vagus nerve and shift you toward more of that parasympathetic activation. It's so incredibly simple. And you can do this very, very easily if you just bring a little bit of intention into it. And it gets your body ready to receive food for breakdown as well as absorption. Because what's the point of eating food if you're not absorbing all the good nutrients you're getting from the food? 2, eat without stimulus, competing for your attention. So the last one was before, and this one is during. So, as much as we want to believe we're multitaskers, the body's resources are limited, is finite, especially in a given moment. So this means when your nervous system's jacked up, all your resources are pooled toward threat anticipation, getting you ready to fight, flight, and deal with whatever is happening. So this includes work, messaging, scrolling your phone, anything that takes you into that state of sympathetic activation, mild to, of course, more of that extreme case. Eating at your desk while reading Slack messages, that of course keeps you in a low grade, maybe even moderate grade activated state. This is exactly when your body needs to switch gears and be able to digest and break things down. So pick one meal today, tomorrow, just one. Eat without a screen. If you can, have your meals with someone you love, people who bring you joy. This will support that state, that parasympathetic state even better because human connection is priceless to our nervous system. 3, feed the bacteria that we talked about before that supports vagal signaling. Since short chain fatty acids from fiber fermentation directly support your vagal tone and serotonin production as well, prioritize fiber diversity over any single so-called gut food, or I think they're called gut healthy food or something like that these days with the whole marketing thing. That means a wider range of plants across the week. So aim for diversity over volume. Different vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds across your week rather than the same 3 so-called healthy foods on repeat. Steam or bake your vegetables for easier digestion for the body. Soak legumes, nuts, and seeds for higher nutrient availability. And number 4, build a very simple daily vagal tone practice. This is like having a fire extinguisher at home prepared rather than when there is a fire, you're running out to get a fire extinguisher. By then, it's already too late, right? Most people only try to regulate when they're already dysregulated, which is the hardest time to do it. So instead, build just one very small daily practice that trains your vagal tone over time. And here are some examples you can start incorporating into your day. Humming, gargling, or singing, the vagus nerve runs through your vocal cords and throat muscles. Number two, a daily walk without your phone, getting some fresh air, getting the sun on your face, getting that breeze on your face and your skin. Three, human connection, like I said before, connections that make your heart full, that bring you joy. Four, resonance breathing. So this essentially just means 5 to 6 breaths per minute. So roughly 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. This is the most studied vagal tone intervention with reliable HRV gains literally within minutes and lasting gains over weeks of practice. So do this about, once a day. And if you can keep this up for even 2 weeks at a time, you're going to really see some solid results. With all of these, you don't have to do them all today or tomorrow or this week. Start with one. Consistency matters more than which one you choose and how much you do at once. The fifth one, track your state rather than your symptoms. A lot of these food logs or food tracking systems get people to track their macros, the food they're eating, what time they're eating, but they're not tracking the state of how they're eating. It's like taking a Formula One car over to the desert and expecting it to perform the same way. We're not tracking the environment where we're expecting performance to happen. So instead of only logging what you eat, log what state you were in before, during, and after eating. So for example, I felt really rushed today when I was eating. I felt calm. I felt activated. I felt flat. I felt excited. I felt connected. So over 1 to 2 weeks, that pattern will start showing up. And most people find their worst gut symptoms kind of cluster around meal when they're eaten in a rush or in that activated state, regardless of what you are eating. Again, if you take a Formula One car over to the desert, of course, it's not going to perform. So, our intention here is to recognize your gut symptoms may be downstream of a nervous system that rarely switches to a state that allow digestion to happen in a way is that allows it to feel safe. Your food is the gas, but if your engine or transmission isn't working properly, the type of gas really is a minor issue. If you want to know exactly where your nervous system sits right now and what is costing you in your executive functioning, like decision making, energy, creativity, capacity, check out the Founder State Audit. You're going to get a full breakdown of what is happening inside your body and some of the things you can start practicing specifically for your type. The link is in the show notes, and I will see you in the next episode.